Sure, Mary. I'm actually an accountant by training, and I practice accounting for many, many years in Argentina, where I'm from, and here in the United States. But one day I woke up because I was the typical person that believed only in what you could touch or see, and I realized that that's not where happiness was. One day that my oldest son talked to me the way I used to talk to him, with a lot of anger and resentment. So I realized that I was going, on the wrong path, and that's the day that I started my search. And as I went through many seminars, many workshops, I realized that we are addicted to drama. We are addicted to suffering, to stories. And there was a little voice in my head that kept saying, there has to be an easier and faster way. There has to be an easier and faster way. And I found it. So I'm here sharing. Actually, I let go of my accounting career to travel the world with this message. There is an easier way.
That's beautiful. I know you've been spending some time in Israel lately. Is that...
Yeah, I just came back from Israel, from being there 3 weeks, and learning myself, amazing lessons.
Beautiful. So you travel all across the world teaching Ho'oponopono.
Yes, it is my passion, and I feel, when I was little, nobody would tell me secrets at home. They would say, don't tell Mabel, because I would run and tell everybody. I couldn't keep them, and I feel the same. I cannot keep secrets. and the secret that I share around the world is we all have the power to change our life without depending on anybody or anything outside of ourselves. And it doesn't matter where you are coming from. I don't know if you were born poor or rich, or if you have university titles. I mean, this works for everybody, with and for everybody.
Beautiful. What is the origin of Ho'oponopono?
Well, the origin that I learned from my teacher, Dr. Ihaliakalahulen, is it came from other galaxies. The very first Hawaiians that inhabited, Hawaii. So we actually don't know, but it's very ancient, very old. And it's all about problem solving. It's all about 100% responsibility, nobody out there. So it is us attracting those situations. And I would like just from the beginning to make this clarification. 100% responsibility doesn't equal guilt. It's not that you are guilty or we are guilty. It is that we are 100% responsible. It's very different.
So would you say that Ho'oponopono is along the lines of the law of attraction, or is it something completely separate?
Well, let me put it to you this way. Joe Vitale discovered Ho'oponopono after the famous The Secret and the law of attraction. And he said this is beyond the secret and the law of attraction, and I'll explain why. When you do affirmations or visualizations, you are actually manipulating 15 bits of information of which you are aware of. And yes, we could be very good at doing that. But what we don't realize is that we have 11 million bits of information per second that we are not aware, that are in the background, playing in the background. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. I was born poor. I'm going to die poor. And the thing is, Ho'oponopono works on those 11 million without you having to know why you are attracting that, or why this is not working in your life, or things like that. Or finding Ho'oponopono will bring you whatever is right and perfect, not what you think is right and perfect. See, when you do affirmations or visualizations to work with this famous law of attraction, you think you know. So it's a way of giving orders to God or the universe, whatever you call it, of what it has to bring you, at what time, in what form, in what color. You don't know. So in my experience, practicing Ho'oponopono, it is about being a child again, being open again, being allowing the universe to take me, to guide me, to protect me. And then that's when the synchronicity comes. See, because I would say, as I was waiting for the show to start and I was listening, synchronicity, the first thing that came to me was synchronicity is like, good luck. When you said to people, oh, you are so lucky. But synchronicity and good luck happens when you are at the right place at the right time with the right people, and only the universe can orchestrate that. You cannot. So Ho'oponopono is giving permission to the universe to bring me whatever is right and perfect. And sometimes it's not what we see. Not only is not what we think, it might not look like a blessing at all. But if you're willing to say thank you, that's one of the Ho'oponopono tools. It's going to pass faster. It's going to be easier.
So, Mabel, a question is coming to mind for me. So we're talking about how Ho'oponopono is about allowing the universe to decide what is the best course for you. But at the same time, Ho'oponopono is about taking 100% responsibility. So isn't that a little bit contradictory?
Okay, thank you for the question. So when in Ho'oponopono, when we talk about 100% responsibility, means that I am responsible for those memories playing in me. I am responsible for the programs playing in me. I will explain it I'll give you an example. For example, when you go to the movies, you know the movie is not on the screen. But in life, everything is a movie. And we talk to the screen because we think the screen can change, or the screen is responsible, or how come, or why me? We ask the wrong question, we get the wrong answers. If I want the screen to change, I need to go to the projector. And the projector is in me. I am responsible for letting those movies play or not play. I am the only one that can stop the movies. Okay, that's what I am 100% responsibility. I'm 100% responsible for the movies that are playing.
Okay, so you're basically 100% responsible for your thoughts and the patterns of thought that you're allowing to take place.
Exactly, because we tend to blame people or situations or the government or the country. We are always putting it outside, like something has to change outside of ourselves for us to be happy. But the idea is that everything that we see is just playing inside of us and showing up in the monitor or on the screen. So if I want that to change, I need to change. Nobody else can do it for me. And when I change, everything changes. Not the other way around, we think, when Obama will do that, then I'll be happy. When I have so much money in the bank, then I'll be happy. No, because we might have all that and still not be happy. It doesn't depend on that.
That's so true. So I want to ask you, there are some basic principles of Ho'oponopono. Can we go over them?
Yes. So Ho'oponopono, again, is like the delete key on the keyboard, another way of explaining how it works. So, for example, a way of letting go, because Ho'oponopono is about letting go and letting God. So my job is to press the delete key. That's my responsibility, because I know that it is just something playing inside of myself. So the delete key, I can press it just by repeating thank you, or just by saying I love you, loving my enemies, loving the programs that are playing inside of myself. Those are my enemies. They are not out there as we think. So Ho'oponopono is 100% responsibility. So I'm sorry for whatever is in me that is attracting this. I'm sorry for whatever is in me that is creating this. So everybody in my life, everything in my life is just a memory playing, a program playing, and my job is to delete instead of talking to the problem. See, because we all try talking, doesn't work. Doesn't work because it's not going to the root. It's never what is happening right now, right here, right now. It's just memories. So it's not the other person, it's not me, it's just the memories playing. If one of us press the delete key, it gets erased for both of us, it gets erased for the earth, my family, relatives, and ancestors. So it is profound work, very hard to explain with words. But basically, Ho'oponopono is 100% responsibility, repentance, I'm sorry, but again, it doesn't make us guilty, it's responsible for whatever is in me that is creating this. And that is just a memory. That's it. It's just a program played. I am the only one, because I have free choice. I am the only one that can press the delete key. Nobody else can do it. But once I press the delete key, by just saying thank you or by saying I love you, because that's what I'm doing, then God, the universe, Jesus, Buddha, whatever you want to call it, whatever works for you, is going to do the erasing for me. It's going to do the erasing, and it's going to allow inspiration to come into my life, to guide me, to protect me. So the right ideas, the right solutions. But everything is inside of us. So Ho'oponopono another way, because I like to, the intellect will never understand it, Marie, even if we are here the whole day, okay? So it's just, I always tell people, if it sounds good or it feels good in your heart, you take it or you leave it. But it is that simple. It is that simple. Like Ho'oponopono, you could define it even like the antivirus in your computer. You know what happens if you don't have one, huh? Well, so Ho'oponopono is working all the time. This is a 24-hour job. But really, it's very easy. It's just pressing the delete key instead of the good jobs that we all do is worrying, judging, having opinions, and all that good stuff that we are very good at doing. But that doesn't erase. That is not 100% responsibility. So the help cannot come, inspiration cannot come because we are stuck into thinking or the emotions. No right or wrong, it's just that we need to know, we need to be aware of what we are doing.
So, Mabel, now you mentioned I love you and I'm sorry for what's in me that's creating this. There is a little saying, it's like, I love you, thank you, I'm sorry. Can we go over what that is?
Yes, well, that was Joe Vitale's way of explaining it. And a lot of people are using what they call the 4 phrases. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. But I'm here to bring some clarification. Just by saying thank you, you are pressing the delete key. I mean, I've been next to my teacher for 12 years now. I've been practicing this for 12 years, and it's getting easier. It's getting much simpler. And basically, the universe keeps moving. So, as the universe keeps moving, even that we are stuck still trying to understand or analyze things, the universe keeps moving. And one of the things that we notice is that cleaning is much easier today than it was 12 years ago when I learned it. Okay? But it's because of all the cleaning. A lot of people cleaning even before my time. I mean, there have been people doing this for over 35, 40 years. So the 4 phrases and the interpretation of Joe Vitale, it works. And I always tell people, if you are doing it and it works, I would keep doing that. But I'm here again to clarify that just by saying thank you, you are pressing the delete key. I love you, pressing the delete key. You don't have to actually repeat any of that. And you don't even have to say what I told you that is the right thing. I'm sorry for whatever is in me that created this. That's really Ho'oponopono. But you don't even have to do that. My teacher, Haliakala, says God doesn't know how much easier can do it, that we will do it. And between you and me, we still don't do it, even that is that simple. But when you say thank you, when you say I love you, or if you use the 4 phrases, or if you say I'm sorry, please forgive me, what I want you to understand is that everything is built in that thank you. So I could be repeating thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and actually what I'm doing is taking 100% responsibility. I'm sorry for whatever is in me that is creating this. Was I a little bit more clear?
Yes, thank you for clearing that up. So when people are just getting started with Ho'oponopono, I mean, you've been studying this for over 12 years. Obviously, it's a process, but if someone today is looking to get started with Ho'oponopono, what is the first step that they can take?
Well, I would say that sometimes I tell people, you start trying it, and if it works, if you like the results, you keep doing it, otherwise you leave it. Definitely there is a lot going on in the internet about it, but you always have, kind of look behind the person. You have to find out if that person actually took a seminar, because there is a lot of information that, like the broken telephone, people hear and then they put up information, but maybe you want to ask people, did you take actually, or how many times you took it? Because it's not about taking it once and you can say, I know it. So, and especially because the intellect will never know it. So I'm even still taking this seminar every time I have the opportunity with my teacher, because I always hear something new. I always get it at a different level. So be very careful of, and always, check your heart, okay, whatever feels right in you. But basically, I would say, hey, just start repeating thank you. Even if everything looks fine and you think nothing is happening, I want you to be aware that the memories are playing, see? So all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So what you want is to be, Ho'oponopono could be even preventive. You can erase things before they will manifest. Now, you are not the one giving directions of what memories are being erased. You are the one giving permission. But this part of you that knows you better, that created you, that knows what you are ready to let go at this moment, is going to erase it for you. You don't have to give any directions. Now, a lot of people say, well, if I say thank you or I repeat I love you, do I have to mean it? Do I have to feel it? And I said no, because, it's the same as pressing the delete key. When you press the delete key in your keyboard, you have to smile, you have to mean it, you have to understand how it gets erased for the computer to erase it. No. Same thing with Ho'oponopono. Just say thank you. Just do it. And when you do it, something happens every time. So next time, for example, somebody tells you something that it bothers you, or you're in a difficult situation or something, your job is not to react. Your job is not to think about it. Your job is not to get emotional about it. Your job is to delete. And you press the delete key just by saying, thank you, even if you don't feel it. Even if you have to say, I love you, I love you, I love you. It works every time. Because actually what you need to realize is you are just pressing the delete key, doing your part. And when you do your part, God will do its part. Always.
I'm hearing that you say thank you or I love you, and it's like hitting the delete key, and it's your responsibility to do that. Now, what about people who are in the habit of, because it's a habit. We have some kind of stimulus, someone ticks us off, and we react instantaneously. Most of the time, we don't even consciously think about our reaction. It just kind of happens. So what if you've been stewing about something for an hour or 2 days?
Yeah. Let me tell you something important that I always tell my students, okay? I still react. I still have opinions and judgments. I cannot help it, because I also have, if I'm on this earth, it's because I have memories to erase, I have my own programs to work on. Every time I catch myself, because I cannot help it, because we are in automatic, it is a habit, like you said, we don't realize. But every time I realize what I'm doing, every time I wake up, every time I catch myself not doing the cleaning, I don't even make myself wrong. I'm not going to waste any more time. I just go back to delete. See, as soon as you catch yourself, as soon as you are conscious, what happens is when we react, we are not conscious. See, we are totally asleep, and our programs are the ones reacting. Our programs are the ones having the opinions and judgments and thinking they know or choosing for us. So the cleaning or Ho'oponopono is a conscious decision. You actually consciously need to choose to let go, because we all have free choice.
Thank you so much for clearing that up for me. When you're pressing the delete button, you're saying thank you or I love you, and you're allowing that to be deleted or cleared from you. Now, what force is it that you believe is clearing these memories? Is it the universe, God, angels? Is that all the same to you? Can you explain?
For me, it's God. But even if you don't believe, because this works for everybody, if you believe or not believe. So I don't want to discourage anybody. If you believe in God, I don't have any doubt that it is God. But if you believe in the angels, well, they are the angels. If you say, I have to go through Jesus, well, you go through Jesus. Buddha is Buddha. It's definitely, how could I say this? It's a more intelligent part of ourselves. A part that really knows. A part that really knows what is right and perfect for us. And it's not the intellect. So a lot of people say, well, who am I saying sorry to? Or how does it work? You don't need to know. You don't need to understand for it to work. You just need to do it. Again, we were given free choice, and we can think or do it God's way. Or we can get upset or do it God's way. Or, be or not to be. We are choosing all the time. We are not just doing it consciously, but we are.
Okay. I want to talk about your coaching program in just a moment, but do you meditate in Ho'oponopono?
No, we don't. We actually have a meditation that we teach during the training that is completely different than what you would think is a meditation. You just read something and then stay for 5, 10, 15 minutes, as long as you want, and that's it. I have to tell you that for me, Ho'oponopono is my meditation, my 24-hour meditation. This is a job, a 24-hour job, because like I explained before, these memories are playing all the time. This is, it's a full-time job, the cleaning, but at least what I realized, Mary, is that, hey, this is my only job. I don't have to worry about where the money is going to come, how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to have the other one change or behaving the way I want it. My job is to delete. My job is to take 100% responsibility and say, I'm sorry for whatever is in me that is creating. But I just do it by pressing that key, by just saying, thank you, I love you. And one way is knowing that the light, the blessing is behind every challenge in your life. That's why, you could explain thank you. And the other thing is, like I said before, I love you, to love your enemies. I love my memories. Why? Because what we resist persists. And I want to let them go. So my job is to, instead of talking to my memories, I want to let them go. I want to attract what is right and perfect for me. And I have to be clear that I don't know what that is.
So you just mentioned loving your enemies, and I can understand that on some level, but when you're loving your enemies, are you just allowing them to just be gone from your cycle of anger or regret and just letting them move on with your life? Or are you talking about saying, I love my enemies and I'm going to hang out with them?
Okay, so no, let me make this clear. Okay, so when I say I love my memories, those negative people or person or situations that you are talking about, they are not out there. It's just my memories playing inside of myself. So that's the first awareness. The first, like I said before, we need to be conscious. Okay, so they are not out there, and I love them because I show them the cheek of love. Because resisting them, they are going to attract more of what I do not want. So my job is really to let them go. So I would like to mention something because maybe it will make a little bit more clear to people. For example, forgiveness, okay, something that we were born with, something that we knew how to do, then we learn not to forgive, has nothing to do with going out there and forgiving who you think are your enemies or the people that hurt you or did bad to you. It is about, again, 100% responsibility for whatever is in me that attracted that, but I forgive in my heart. I don't need to talk to anybody. So I forgive in my heart because I'm not going to hurt myself anymore. We think that when we don't forgive others is that because they don't deserve it, we are hurting ourselves. We are not hurting anybody else. We are not hurting the person that doesn't deserve. So I hope this only clarifies to give you the strength to be able to say I love you to those bad things that happen to you. And to realize that the problem is not the problem, it's not what happened to you, it's not what you were told or not told or not done, it's how you reacted or how we keep reacting to what happens. Really, what works is to let go instead of making situations or people wrong or things like that, because then I'm enslaved of those things. It doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for anybody. So what happens, Mary, in kind of with the question that you asked, you will notice that as you are doing this, you are going to be a little bit more conscious. You're going to notice things around you that maybe they were there before, but you didn't see them. You weren't conscious about it. You weren't aware. And you will notice that some people will go from your life, will disappear from your life. But easy, no suffering, no big separation or something. It's like people will flow in and out of your life. Why? Because they are coming to give you one more chance. The chance to say, I'm sorry for whatever is in me that is creating this.
Thank you.
Did I answer that?
Yes, you did. Thank you so much. I'm just that really, I could feel that in my heart. I just loved what you said there.
Thank you.
And I want to talk about your coaching program, because that is one of the big things that you do is you coach other people in Ho'oponopono. And I'm looking here on your website, mabelkatz.com, and you're offering a mastermind coaching series. 2010 is the time for change. The easiest way to peaceful relationships, wealth, and success is back. So can you explain a little bit about what you do and how you're going to help guide people and coach them in this program?
Yes. I have to tell you, because of my travelings, I had stopped doing, because we all need to be reminded. See, even for myself, I need to be reminded too. See, because I'm also in automatic like everybody else, reacting and having opinions and judgments. So I'm thinking I know. So we all need to be reminded. And one of the things, I actually conducted a survey where I asked my students what was it that they really wanted, what they think it would help them. And one of the things that they asked me is to go back to my weekly classes, where, again, we can be reminded every week. And you can find, that faith, that courage, that strength that will allow you to stretch. Because, life is about feeling the fear and do it in any way. And every time we stretch, we are never the same. We never go back to our original thing. And as we expand, see, because when we work with the law of attraction, we forget that first, in order to attract, we need to expand. So the idea of this coaching and mastermind, actually I limited to 10 people in the group, because I really want to work one-on-one with people and being able, first of all, to clean, okay, because we are going to be there cleaning. Whoever is talking, whoever is sharing, whoever is telling us, what they are working on or what's going on in their life, is there not by accident. So it's going to give us an opportunity to erase. And I'm sorry for whatever is in me that is creating. So that in itself creates a lot of positives, a lot of erasing and, again, allowing inspiration to come. So the idea is that when we clean, the inspiration could come from me, but it could come from anybody on the call. It could come from even the same person that is telling us the projects they are working on. And the idea is to create a safe place, for us that beyond, networking or beyond creativity or beyond whatever you can think of, that the cleaning itself will create a safe place, a very powerful place for inspiration to come, and that we can all receive what is right and perfect for us. But most importantly is the reminder. Is the reminder that, hey, there is nobody out there. Is the reminder that things in your life maybe are not what you think they are. See? Because we are always having, again, opinions and judgments. So the idea is that these weekly classes, before I start traveling again, it's like, hey, let's remind ourselves, let's discover who we really are. We are going to work a lot on our passions because, Marie, I feel that my mission is to wake up people so that they can realize, discover who they really are, their talents, their natural gifts. Because imagine if this would be a world where everybody would be doing what they love and they wouldn't be working for money. Because when you do what you love, money comes always. It's kind of the law of the universe. So we need to trust that more. And that's my idea with the coaching. Hey, how can I support you? Besides the cleaning, that you are going to have that faith, again, that courage, that you are going to really go for your dreams. Because sometimes we need that little push or we need that little support that we all have inside of ourselves. So it's not that, you need Mabel Katz, or you need somebody else. But we all need to be reminded. And that's kind of what we are going to do in the mastermind, and I call it more master heart. How to open our hearts, how to believe in ourselves, how to believe in what we love to do, and that we can really do it for a living, and we can make money doing what we love. I think it's very, very important, no matter, or even reminding ourselves to love where we are right now, because that's the only way to move on. See, I need to love it because resisting, how come I have this work? I hate my boss. This is not working. They didn't give me the raise. I mean, that brings more of what I don't want. So my idea is, hey, yeah, I need to remind myself. I need to love my boss. I need to love that I didn't get the raise. I need to love these situations in order for the situation to move or for the light to show up in my life, the blessing. It says that more opposition, more blessings.
What I'm hearing when you say that you need to love your boss and you need to love this where you're at right now, it seems like the true essence of what you're saying is that when you love all those things, essentially what you're doing is you're really loving yourself.
Yeah, and let's go back to the beginning. 100% responsibility. My boss is not out there. The raise that I didn't get is not out there. The word that I hate is not out there. So it is about 100% responsibility. I'm sorry, we go back to really being children again. How come this happened? No, that's not the right questions, and that will not give you the right answer. But thank you will. When you say thank you, you are letting go, and again, allowing the universe, God, to guide you. It's going to put you again. You are going to be lucky. Why? You are going to end up at the right place, at the right time, with the right people, and you will not be able to explain how that happened. Synchronicity, but because you allow it. There is no wrong with thinking, nothing wrong with thinking. There is nothing wrong with reacting, coming from our emotions, but you need to be aware of what you are doing. Inspiration cannot come. The miracles are not going to come while you are thinking. The miracles are not going to come while you are reacting. So if you want the miracles, if you want the perfect solutions, if you want the perfect answers, you need to let go. You need to learn to love your enemies. And you know what happens is then they melt. Love can heal anything. So love is the only way. And I'm not talking airy-fairy. I mean, I'm still a very intellectual person and very much from this earth too. So I know how it works. But see, that's what it made such a big change in my life, being able to put these two worlds together. When I found out that there was all this support, all this help, and it was just waiting for me to ask.
I love that. Let's talk for a minute, because I know money is a big issue for a lot of people. It's a hot topic. So how does Ho'oponopono help you? I realize that the clearing is part of that, but how do you combine Ho'oponopono and this money mindset?
Okay, so again, I don't know what is right and perfect for me. My job is to be myself. And I'm myself when I'm not stuck with my intellect or my emotions. So my job is to let go, be myself. And when I'm myself, again, I'm in the flow, synchronicity. And basically the money's going to come. A lot of things that we need to let go is about what we decided to believe about money. And if we still, remember when I explained to you that we are only aware of 15 bits of information per second, but while we have 11 million running per second, so you don't know what it is that is, that you are stuck and the money is not coming. But there is a part of you that knows, and it's waiting for you to give permission. It is about, again, letting go. If you have the fear, if you have the anguish, if you are upset, your job is just to let go and trust. See, because every time that you let go by just saying thank you or I love you, something happens, even if you don't see it or if you don't feel it. The cleaning, I always say, is like a game, like the game of life. You need to trust. You need to trust 100%. And you know why I talk a lot about money? 2 reasons. First of all, I'm an accountant. Okay, so I've been in the world in that world for many, many years. I think I have more credits because of being an accountant and being able to bring these 2 worlds together. The other thing of why I created a program where the easiest way to wealth and success is because I realized, like you said, money is a big issue in everybody's life. It's the number one excuse. That's why we don't do things. That's why we are not happy. That's why we cannot do it. It's the number one excuse. And I always tell people, don't worry. You will have plenty of other excuses. Please do not worry. But let's get the money out of the way, at least. So, again, it has to do a lot with trusting. It has to do a lot with trusting yourself. that you can do it, trusting that you do have a unique talent, or maybe more than one, but you do have unique talents, natural gifts. There is something that you can do better than anybody else. And if you trust and do that, the money's going to come. It's not going to come from you saying, well, this is the world, this is life. You have to go to work. Has nothing to do with that. That's something we learn. We need to unlearn that. But many times, again, we think we need to have a job. Who said it has to be a job? Maybe it has to be your own company. It has to be something that you create, again, from love, something from your passion. But we all need, that hand. I'm going to define this. I think this will be even more clear. Ho'oponopono is like asking for that big hand from heaven. See, that big hand that can cross you when you are in fear, that can guide you when you are in fear, that can show you the way when you are in fear. And every time I say thank you or I love you, that hand comes, always. What happens is we don't see it and we think this doesn't work. Or many times we say, no, it cannot be that easy. No, I have to suffer, I have to go back to see why I am this way. No. See, that's why I came to Ho'oponopono, knowing that there could be an easier way. You don't need to know. You don't need to relieve. You don't need to suffer. You have to let go. And again, seeing everything as an opportunity. So I always tell people, if you don't have money, at least take responsibility and say, hey, I choose not to have money right now. Stop blaming. Stop thinking that life is unfair, or stop thinking that the poor are getting poorer and the rich are getting richer. It's not helping you. But you cannot help it, like I cannot help it. So what do? Every time we catch ourselves, I say thank you to those memories. I say thank you to those thoughts. Because, going deeper and deeper into why am I thinking this, it doesn't erase. And it brings more poverty, more lack. So my job is, I noticed I don't have money. I just say thank you, I don't have money. It's the only way the money is going to come. But it has to do with trusting ourselves, being ourselves, and 100% responsibility. It's not the economical crisis. It's not the government. It's nothing out there. It's not the war. It's just you and your thoughts. And you are the only one that can change it.
Wonderful. Well, it's time to wrap up the show in just a moment. So, Mabel, I'd like to invite you to say, is there anything that you'd like to leave the audience with today?
Well, like I said, I don't care what you are going through. I don't care where you came from. I don't care if you have university titles or not. You can do it. We all can do it. God will not put us here and will not give us, what is right and perfect for us. So trust, and find ways, because, again, we all have to be reminded. So try to listen to shows like this, read things. Well, sign up for the master coaching classes. But again, having people around you telling you that, yes, you are right, poor you, that you are a victim, or telling you, that how come he did that to you, or how come she said that to you, those are the people that you don't want to have around. You want the people that will shake you, that will slap you in the face and say, hey, you are asleep, wake up. You are responsible. You created, you can change it. So again, look for the solutions inside of yourself. And try to be, money comes depending on how you invest your time. Time is what is valuable. It's not the money. So you ask yourself how you are investing your money. Criticizing, complaining is not investing money. So the money is not going to come. And nothing is going to come when we are stuck. So how do we unstuck ourselves? Thank you for whatever is in me that attracted it. Thank you. Okay, thank you for being in my life. Okay, and I'm taking 100% responsibility, and that way I'm giving permission to a part of me that bring me whatever is right and perfect. It's easy. It's very easy.
Well, Mabel, thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it. This was a wonderful hour.
Thank you. And I hope that people didn't call with questions because they were actually listening.
I think so, yeah.
to the information, and they didn't want to miss anything. But again, you have the answers inside of yourself. Just look for them inside of yourself, practice. I try to do the best I can in supporting people because I know how hard it could be and how easy we forget and how easy we go back to our old habits. And then we don't understand why our life doesn't change. But it is all up to us, and we need to help ourselves and support ourselves, reminding us that we are so powerful and that we are so great.
Wonderful.
We can start trusting ourselves.
Thank you so much, Mabel.